What's up, guys? This is Coteasy for Sheezy, Lemon Squeezy coming to you live once again. So, I have some things that I want to discuss, and if you don't want to hear them, go ahead and click off now because I will let you know. It's going to be dependent on. Sorry, when I started listening to Upchurch, man, it's fucking full blown country boy, know what I'm saying? Yeah. But now I'm gonna get on the little subject of some kind of politics and the bullshit that's been going around social media with the whole racism stuff. Cause it's like since the presidential election and debates and shit are coming up, now all this stuff wants to come up out of woodwork again. So with that, I only have one thing to say about that, really, is that everybody that's letting the racism card, throwing that out there, you people, and I say that in sense to not just like one focal party, but there's a bunch of people on both sides that y'all are saying this is a whole racist, it's a racist debacle. Mainly towards the Republican side. I'm an independent person. I don't like the Republican Party. I don't like the Democratic Party. I don't even like politics, period. The government has turned into evil. Let's put it that way. Our founding fathers, when they made the bylaws, made the rules for the country, a lot of the shit that was put into effect has been like overstepped and the boundaries have been broken. Which with time, that's what happens with everything. Everything evolves. The whole racism stuff, this is about 95% of this is brewing from the people that don't like Trump. Excuse me. I like the man just because I don't believe in the other people. I voted for him just because he was the lesser of two evils. I like the man. I like what the man's doing for the country. Mostly because I work in the oil field. But you gotta think, no president except for George Washington has had the balls that Trump has. He doesn't take shit off anybody and anything else. Now you can say, Court, well, you're being biased. Court, you're not being the independent socialist like you said you were. I am, though. Because there's some shit with the Democrats that I agree with. There's shit with the Republican Party I agree with. But there's shit on both sides that I don't agree with. You have to step lightly when you talk about things like this because people get their feelings hurt real quick. They report you for a bunch of shit that's not really said or things that they took out of context. For a little history lesson, everybody that needs to know this, because I don't know if everybody does know this, but the Confederate flags and all these statues and everything that are being taken down or still taken down or were taken down, y'all do realize that was the Democrats and the Democratic Party back then that developed slavery, that bought into the slave trade. The Ku Klux Klan, that was brought up with the Democratic Party. The white supremacists, that was the Democratic Party. The Democrats of the South were the ones that developed, or I don't want to say developed because they weren't. Slavery was here before anything else was even thought about, and it was a lot of other people than just one specific race. You had Indians, as in feather Indians. You had Irish. You had Italian. You had Scots. You had the British. You had blacks. You had whites. Bet you didn't know that. Our own people were doing the same shit to us, just like the blacks were doing the blacks over in Africa during the pyramid times. So, man, it's a bunch of bullshit when you want to throw a racist card in there that's one race against another race. It's really not. It's the same race against the same race in every aspect of it. Everybody has been part of the racist history. Let's just put it that way. So it's not just one person, one set of people that have been factored into slavery, or that have been factored into racism. If you think that, you're a fucking moron. And you're the bigots. Well, I don't say bigots because bigots are people that... fuck that word, man. That word can get thrown around so much. You're a person that needs history. You need to open a history book. If you think history is fake, if you think the pages written in books in context are fake, how do you know? Were you here during that time? Were you here during the Civil War era? Were you here during Jesus' time? Were you here a time of during the Indian slave trade? The Trail of Tears, people. That was the most brutal fucking slave trade ever in history. Look it up. Stop being so wrapped up into racism that you're letting it overrun your own thoughts. You need to think as an independent. You need to think for yourself. If we had more people that thought for themselves instead of thinking from what you've seen in the past and from what you've heard from the past, yes, it's still here. Racism is still a thing. I agree 100% with that. But it's taught. You're not born into racism. You're taught racism. You're taught to hate people. Just think, an innocent child, they will play with anybody of any color. They don't learn until later on in life from the hateful person that they're around all the time of what they can and cannot do. Take that into concept. So, hate is taught. It really is. Y'all need to stop. You need to stop right now and think about what's been taught to the society. Stop taking it out on your fellow man when your fellow man is trying to help out. Pick him up. Uplift him. Teach him. Get him to understand the concept. Stop breaking each other down. I'm going to sign off with that. Corteezy Fasheezy, the OG Cookie Monster on deck, boy. Again, find me a plug. I need one. Girl Scout cookies are getting a little low. Later.